The introduction part of fLUME has been already discussed. So we are going to discuss about this installation perspective. So while installing fLUME, after installation of fLUME, I am going to show you how to get Twitter data. So how to make login credentials from Twitter, then how to connect with Twitter and how to fetch data using fLUME. For this, we need to configure ZOOKEEPER, the coordinator. You are already aware of ZOOKEEPER. You may need to discuss about these concepts of ZOOKEEPER. Then if time permits, we return back to Hive. In Hive, we have left out with the two things. One is external dynamic partitioning. External dynamic partitioning. That's one thing. Then the second thing that we have looked at, how to handle JSON data, handling how JSON data using Hive SERD, serializer and deserializer. So these are all the things that is left out, okay, in this Hive. And also, I think so in Hive we had to discuss about this concept of how to create a bucket. So in terms of Hive, there are two concepts that we have listed initially. One is partitioning, and second one is bucketing. I think so we have to discuss this bucket. Okay, so these are all the things that is left out for today and tomorrow's sessions. Okay, so here let me first start with fLUME and follow with let me start with the ZOOKEEPER. So once these two things has been over, I will let you know how to crawl data from Twitter by getting credentials using Twitter. And laterly, so once our Hive discussion has been over, I will let you know using Pig how to handle this Twitter data, doing some analytics. Okay, a small use case using Hive, how to analyze this particular Twitter data. That thing that we will discuss. Okay, these are all the agenda for today and tomorrow's session. Both the Saturday as well as the Sunday session is going to cover the following two things. Okay, so let me start with the fLUME. You are already aware that, so to crawl the data, these are all the data sources. Okay, the data sources may be a homogeneous or it may be heterogeneous sources. It may be a RDBMS source, or it may be a data like semi-structured data or unstructured data, like getting data from the social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, or getting data from some devices like sensors, okay, IoT devices, getting data from some logs such as web server logs or normal production server logs like thing. So these are all some of the data. You need to get the Twitter data, means live stream data. If you want to do some sentiment analytics of GST, or people is thinking about this GST which was introduced. So people may have their opinion posted on these social networking sites. You want to crawl the data, and on top of it you want to do a sentiment analytics which will let us know the how much of positive and how much of negative responses has been made on that particular topic like thing. So for this RDBMS, we have already discussed about using the concept of scoop, how to fetch the data. Okay, scoop is meant for only fetching data, which is the RDBMS data, SQL to Hadoop. Okay, so and we can for that purpose we use two things: so scoop import and scoop export. Import is from RDBMS to Hadoop, and again back from Hadoop to RDBMS, you make use of this export. This is what we have completed. So for all other things, if data is semi-structured data or if the data is unstructured data, what we can make use of is, we can make use of this tool called as fLUME, or we can make use of this tool called as Kafka. So nowadays we have a tool called as Apache Nifi. Sorry. It's one of the most widely used tool. Okay, Apache Nifi is currently making use of it. So for crawling live stream data, we make use of this Apache Kafka. Okay, for crawling this sensor IoT like data, we make use of this Apache Nifi, and for server logs and for Facebook like thing, some other data. Again for Twitter, we are going to make use of this fLUME. Okay, so what we call this fLUME? We call this fLUME as a data ingestion tool. You already aware of what is data ingestion. It is nothing but So for collecting and transporting large amount of streaming data, we go for this tool like fLUME. We can make use of data collection from server logs. Okay, we can make use of data collection from this Facebooking sites. Everything that we can make use of fLUME. More specifically, for live streaming data, Apache Kafka, so even though fLUME is used for those things, Apache Kafka, if we go for Apache Kafka and Apache NIFI, it will facilitate us a little bit more advantageous compared to that of fLUME and other things. Okay, so I will let you know what's the advantage in going for Kafka compared to that of fLUME while crawling data laterally. Okay, so where we can store the data by using this fLUME. Today's discussion is going to be from Twitter. From Twitter, we are going to extract data using this fLUME. So those data, it may be a log data or it may be a event data. So we are going to record this event data, getting informations on a particular topic event. And this fLUME, what it will do? It will either store the data either in your HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, or you can make use of this HBase for your storage. So if you are, these things comes integrated with this Hadoop. You can also make use of other databases like MongoDB, etc. Some external databases, NoSQL databases. So these are all the way by which we are going to practice how to crawl data using fLUME. Okay, it may be anything. So we have discussed about in terms of components. We have discussed about this source, channel, and sink. In our previous discussion itself, we have discussed about this source, channel, and sink, and we have discussed about, I think so, fLUME agents. Okay, these are all the things that have been already discussed. Okay, so what is source? What is a agent? What is a channel? What is a sink? Just a recall. Okay, so in terms of this architecture of fLUME has been concerned, we have the data generators. These are all the data generators. Let me take Twitter is a data generator. Okay, so the data generator, from this data, the data need to be fetched and it need to be stored in HDFS. Here in this case, the source is nothing but the, also we have discussed about something called as event and associated things. Event is nothing but the data transferred by fLUME. Okay, the data block transferred by fLUME is termed as a event. Okay, it contains the data and it also contains some header informations using which the data can be reached the appropriate target, which is nothing but a network packet writing. In case of, if you get a comparison with the network, so during transmission of data, data transfers in forms of packet. Each and every packet will have a header. The header information will let us know how to reach the destination. Okay. So similarly, in terms of fLUME, if you crawl data, the data will be crawled and it will be transferred in form of a block called as event, which is a basic unit of data transport. So what is a agent? You have already discussed about this agent. Okay, fLUME agent is nothing but a Java virtual machine, which is running on source, which is running on sink everywhere. So it receives the data from client and it forwards the data into an appropriate channel to reach the particular sink. What is a sink? Sink is nothing but the target. Okay, so the fLUME agent captures the data, which is nothing but a JVM, a Java virtual machine. Okay, so it's run independently in the fLUME. Okay, it captures the data from data source and it forwards the data to the appropriate channel. We have several channels. We have discussed about memory channel, etc., etc. And sink is the destination target where we want to post the data. Okay, so here the, in this case, sink is it may be either a HDFS or a HBase or MongoDB has been termed as a sink. Source is nothing but if it is a Twitter data, if you want to crawl data from server, if you want to crawl data from sensor component, that is the source, then you need to configure these channels. Okay. So intermediately, we have some additional components that we have also discussed, interceptors, channel selectors like thing. Okay. So if there are multiple channels, in order to decide the which channel that you need to transfer, we go for this channel selectors and everything. So with this introduction, we are slightly going away to how to install this fLUME. Okay, So installing flume. You can install flume either in a single node or in a distributed mode. Both the thing is supported. Okay, you can install flume in a single mode or in a distributed node cluster, multi-node cluster. So here in a single node, assume that you got logged in under the following location. Okay, home/Hadoop. So if your present working directory shows you already you have a Hive installed in this location, you have Pig installed in this location, you have Hadoop installed in the location, you have Scoop also installed in the same location. Assume that this is the location where we are going to configure this flume. Okay, so where you can get the flume? You can get the flume once again from this Apache site itself. Go and click on download flume from the Apache site. So download flume, Apache flume. So you can get this Apache flume from the above set locations. So releases that download. So these are all the releases. Go up with this stable release. Then so this is the file that you need. 53 MB size. The file. Okay, please make a note of this file. Apache-flume 1.7.1 bin.r.gz. This is the file that you are looking for. Copy. And download. Okay, the command is wget. So you download this Apache-flume.1.7.b. It supports both version 1 and version 2. So after that, what you need to do, you want to untar it. Tape archive -xvf. Okay, you want to untar it. Now you will get a folder under the following name. Okay, under home, under Hadoop, you will be getting the following folder once it is undone. Okay, so -bin. This is the location where you have configured flume. This thing needs to be specified under the bash RC. Export flume underscore homes equal to this location need to be specified under bash RC. Please make a note. Your bash RC already contains several informations, okay, where you can update this information to the existing information in bash RC. Your bash RC already contains a path to Java home. It already contains this path to Hadoop home. It already contains a path to Pig Hive Scoop. Everything to have this path as well as the class path. Here you want to export flume underscore homes equal to. Also you want to specify export path equal to $path $ flume underscore home/b. Okay, so you want to specify this class path equal to $path : $flume underscore home/b. So these are all the things that you want to work with. Then you need to this information that you need to record with the bash RC file. You know where bash RC file will be. Also, you want to include this library folder. So for using Flume to crawl data, we need to include certain libraries. So in this case, you also type the following information. Please make a note. Export class path is equal to $class path : /flume underscore home/lib. All the files associated with lib. So existing class path, you want to include flume underscore home slash lib folder also. Okay. So this information needs that for crawling data. Some associated library files are needed for crawling data from Twitter, Facebook. You also need to include this lib path here. So after that, you simply save and type source.bash. Then under this flume installed location, okay, under the location you have a Karnap folder. You have a folder by name Karnap folder. Under the Karnap folder, you will be having the following information. Okay, we have a environment file, flume-environment.sh. A template file will be there. Okay. Also you have some configuration files. You have some log4j, some log related files, etc., etc. This file will be a template file. You want to make a copy from this template. You want to create a file, flume-environment.sh file. You know how to create by using this copy command. Copy flume-environment.sh template. From this template, you create a flume-environment.sh. Okay. So please make a note. It will be under the flume installation path, under which you have a Karnap folder, under which you can find this property. So you also have apart from that, you also have some additional files like flume configuration files also. Flume-karnap.properties file. In some cases, we need to make use of this flume-karnap.properties file. Okay, so now we need to make use of this flume-environment.sh file. What you need to do in flume-environment.sh, you need to specify the Java's home path. Please make a note. In flume-environment.sh, you need to specify the Java's home path. So by simply typing export java underscore home equal to user lib jvm, that path need to be specified here. This alone that you need to do. Okay, download the flume, untar it, and specify the flume home and path and class path for flume, and go to the Karnap folder. Step 3, go to Karnap folder, under which you have the following above set files. What you need to do, our today's use case, you want to create a flume-environment.sh file from this template, and under which you need to specify the Java's home path. Okay, so if everything is perfect, what you need to do, move to the location of this bin. You have another folder called bin. Okay, so move to the location cd/home/hadoop, under this Apache Flume, etc. You have a bin folder. Move to the location, under which if you type ls, there will be several scripts. Okay, so in this you want to specify the following script. Okay, /flume-ng. Okay, so here it will install and it will start the flume if everything is perfect. That's all. Okay, so please make a note. This is the way by which a flume need to be installed. So after that, what you need to do is, so here you want to do some configurations in the configuration files, flume-configuration files, according to what is your agent, what is your target. Okay, so what is the memory channel, like you need to describe and configure the source, you need to describe and configure the target, that is your sink, and you need to configure your intermediate channels. These are all the things that you need to configure, okay, in this particular location. So let me discuss what you need to do. So here In terms of various sources has been supported, it supports several sources. fLUME supports several sources. Okay, so it supports sources like web server logs. We support data crawl from this through HTTP protocol. Okay, it support data crawling from this social networking sites like Twitter, Facebook. It also support crawling data from server logs, normal server logs. And we have another sources called as Avro or thrift sources that we have discussed with this Hive. So there are several sources, and similarly there are several channels. We can have this memory channel. Okay, we have the channel formed by JDBC connector. So while using Kafka, we can make use of a channel called as Kafka channel. Similarly, you can transfer. These are all the targets. Sinks. You can transfer data directly to HDFS or to HBase. Even if it is a Hive, it is a Hive. So these are all some of the things associated with this. So here, how you configure them. So if you are going to make use of the Twitter data, here the source is Twitter. Okay, you want to specify the source as Twitter, and if the target is HDFS, you want to specify the target as HDFS, and you want to specify the memory channel also. Please make a note. Hello. சொல்லுங்க. Okay, sorry, very sorry. So now we have different. So for our example, so the sources is going to be as a Twitter. We are going to make use of this memory channel, and we are going to store the data in HDFS. Therefore, how you can specify here? So what you need to specify here is you want to specify the agents. Then you want to specify the source. You want to specify the channels. And you want to specify the sinks. These are all the things, the parameters that you need to specify in your configuration files. Okay, everything will be shared to you in the document. You just make a note what it is. Here, sorry, for agent, since we are going to make use of Twitter, you are going to specify Twitter agent dot sources. Okay, Twitter agent dot sources. Similarly, you want to specify Twitter agent dot channels. What is your source channels? CHANNELs. I will share you the file. Okay, the agent source is Twitter. The channel is memory channel, and you want to specify the target, that is your sink. Twitter agent dot sinks is the target is HTTPS. Okay, these are all the key three parameters that you need to specify. The syntax is agent name. If it is Facebook, then Facebook agent dot sources. Similarly, if it is thrift agent dot sources. Like for each and every agent, there is a difference. The syntax is agent name dot sources. You want to type the corresponding value. Similarly, agent name dot channel, agent name dot sync. You want to specify the value. Okay, so please make a note of it. So, for this Twitter, to make a connection, what you need to do, apart from this Twitter agent, you need to specify the 4 keys for your credentials. You want to get 4 keys. One is access key. We call it as a access token. And apart from that, the second key is access token secret key. How to get, I will show to you. And third key is consumer key. And fourth key is consumer secret key. So where to get? You want to register, you should have a Twitter account. For this, you should have a Twitter account. You want to register with Twitter, if not, you create an account, and you want to create an application. So while creating the application, it will list us the following credentials. Using these credentials, I think so, you can work with this Twitter, you can crawl data from Twitter according to what tweet tag is that you are interested for 24 hours. These 4 credentials will be valid for 24 hours. After that, you need to once again get this above set credentials. Okay, please make a note. So this is the way by which you need to get these access credentials. Anyone can get the access credentials. No issue. No need to worry about. So next, what you need to specify? Apart from this source, you need to specify the sync. For that, Twitter agent dot syncs dot hdfs dot type. You want to specify the location, that is a file localhost colon where to store this along with the information. Okay, Twitter agent dot syncs dot hdfs dot path. So here in this path you need to specify the directory. For example, you are going to store under user under RAM. You are going to create a table by name tweet. Under the tweet, if you are going to store all the Twitter files, that path need to be specified. This path need to be created in your HDFS. So here for Twitter HDFS dot type instance, what you need to do, you want to specify the type as HDFS. That's all. Okay, you want to specify the type as HDFS. These are all the first entry. You want to get these sources. Second, you want to get these 4 credentials. And third, you want to specify the sync. Then we have left out with only one thing, that is your channel. Okay. How you define a channel? Twitter agent dot channels dot memory channel. Since we are going to make use of this memory channel, dot type is equal to simply type memory. That's all. So these are all the things that you need to configure. Okay. So everything you need to specify in this property files. So Twitter this configuration property file that you need to specify. Please make a note of all the above said things. Yes, is it clear? After that, specific that what step, next step that we are going to do. So you want to create a Twitter application that I will show you live how to. Okay, the next step. Once this configuration files has been over, you want to create a Twitter application and get the credentials, reader credentials. Then how to get the Twitter application, how to get the credentials, I will be shown to you live. Okay. And after that, you have configured fLUME. Everything, all the source channel, everything has been configured in the configuration files. Okay. So you can make a note of the configuration file as a sample.conf or any name, any configuration file, sample.conf. Then you need to specify the file. So in this file, you want to specify the agent, you want to specify the channels, you want to specify the syncs, you want to specify this key, consumer, secret, access token key. Here you want to specify the keywords. Okay. So please wait, I will get a file for you. Please wait a while. So these are all the configurations. Okay. So you want to specify this source, channel and syncs, and you want to specify the following thing. It need to be substituted. Consumer key, secret, everything need to be substituted. And these are all the keywords that what keywords that you are interested. Here you can fetch the needed keyword, and this is the path. Okay, so here you want to specify HDFS, you want to specify the location. So these are all optional. These are all optional. If it doesn't specify anything, it will take the default size. Okay, batch size means how much of tweet need to be crawled and stored on a particular file. and how the file need to be stored as a text file. Okay, so how much of gap need to be done between fetching one set of tweets and another set of tweets. Since it is streaming, there is no interval 0 like thing. So similarly, your memory channel, and these are all the things that is also, these are all default. Okay, you can keep as if the default. Uh, then using this, you can able to crawl the Twitter. So this is the file that is associated. So after that, what you need to do? So once everything is configured in the file, so you want to start this. So you make this file under the following location. So let me make it the file as a sample conf. You store the file under the following conf folder of your home path of fLUME. So you can move to the home path and start the service. CD, the location where you have configured fLUME. CD/home/Hadoop that fLUME, etc. Okay, move to the location and simply invoke bin/flume -agent ng agent. Okay, so if you specify this thing, it will start the fLUME. What you need to specify? You need to specify source, you need to specify sync, you need to specify the channels. For this, for that information, everything is recorded under this sample.conf file. Okay, these are all the information that we have listed, and those information has been listed under the sample.conf file. Therefore, we need to specify the conf hyphen the conf, the name of the file where it is. Okay, so hyphen yeah, you want to specify the file name. Okay, sample.conf. The file is assumed to be under the following folder. Therefore, you need to specify the folder. Okay, conf folder. Under conf folder, you have the sample.conf. So what happened here in this case? So this Twitter config file has been read, sample.conf file has been read, and then here where to display this information. So the fetching of data, if it is need to be displayed, what you need to do, you want to specify the following information. Okay, so you want to specify, apart from that, if it need to be listed in the screen, dflume dot, the logger need to be invoked, root.logger sequence debug, comma, you want to specify the console. Okay, -n Twitter agent. So this is the way by which you can fetch the data from the Twitter, and it will be stored in a HDFS location. Okay, in your present working directory of your HDFS, the file will be stored. You can make a check of that on the particular location. So before going into that, it is recommended to go for configuring ZOOKEEPer. So before going to do this practice, let me install ZOOKEEPer also for this purpose. So what is ZOOKEEPer? You people already aware of the ZOOKEEPer. It is a coordinator. So we have the coordinator which is used to coordinate distributed computing environment. All the services are associated. Okay, in this distributed computing, we have several services. We have components like name node, secondary name node, data nodes, etc., etc. We have ecosystems like Hive, Pig, Scoop, fLUME, etc., etc. So in order to make a coordination among these various hardware and among the various services, okay, so we need a coordinator. So we, for that purpose, we make use of a coordinator called as ZOOKEEPer. ZOOKEEPer is nothing but a distributed coordinator which provides coordination of the above said hardware and the above said services. Okay, so here it was initially developed by Yahoo. As of your pick, ZOOKEEPer was initially developed by Yahoo, and later it has been given to Apache Open Source Foundation. Okay, so you need to configure in multiple machines. You need to configure ZOOKEEPer in multiple machines. Okay, so then those each and every machine will have a configuration. In our example, we are going to install ZOOKEEPer in a single, being it is a single node cluster, we are going to configure this ZOOKEEPer on a single node only. So if in a real time, so here you can configure in a multiple machine. So either in a data node or in a name node, whatever may be, we can configure distribution, okay, across the multiple machines. So please make a note of it. So you no need to go into work with anything. Just you are going to configure ZOOKEEPer. That's all. The ZOOKEEPer will take care of doing all other things. So install ZOOKEEPer and start the service. And ZOOKEEPer will take up coordination service. Okay. You no need to do anything apart from that. So here too, we are going to install ZOOKEEPer under the same location, under home, under Hadoop. So you download the ZOOKEEPer, wget that URL, download URL. So you can get these latest releases from Apache site itself. Apache ZOOKEEPer releases. So you can download from any mirror site. Okay, go for this table. So this is the file. ZOOKEEPer 3.4.10 .gz. Size is 33 MB. It supports both Hadoop 1 and Hadoop 2. No issue. Okay. So this is the file that you need to download under the following location. So you untar it and you will be getting this is the home path. Okay, so once you untar tar-xvf, then you will get this following. Under home, under Hadoop, you have this ZOOKEEPer -3.4.0. You want to specify this export ZOOKEEPer underscore form. Okay, ZOOKEEPer underscore forms equal to this location in .basrc file. You want to specify this ZOOKEEPer in your .basrc file. Also specify along with this path export path equal to $path $ ZOOKEEPer underscore home /bin. Please make a note. So these are all the things that need to be specified under basrc. Then under this ZOOKEEPer, we have a file by name Carnap folder. Under the Carnap folder, you want to create a file by name ZOOKEEPer configuration file, which contains some information. Okay, you may have a template, ZOOKEEPer.configure.template. From the template, create this file, ZOOKEEPer configuration. So here, what do you need to specify? You need to specify some property. By default, the properties will be there. Okay, you want to specify where to make a check whether this information is present. Tick time. You want to specify the time interval, default 20. Then one thing, you want to specify a data directory. You create a directory under home Hadoop. When we make it as Z data, a directory need to be created. First, you want to create a directory under the location. Make directory under home, under Hadoop. For storing ZOOKEEPer data, let me make it easier. You can make any name. So I had given this name of GZ data. Okay. So ZOOKEEPer, this is the interview question. ZOOKEEPer will listen in the following port. The port number listened by ZOOKEEPer is 2181. Okay, these are all default values. You please make a check. Initial limit is equal to 5 and synchronization limit which is beyond our discussion. Okay, these are all the informations which already present in this zookeeper.config file that you created from template. It may be in a command mode. If it is in the command mode, you want to remove the command mode. That's all. Only thing that you need to specify here is the data directory, and you want to create the directory according to what you have specified. All other thing by default will be there. Okay, so after that what you need to do, you move to the location here under which you have a bin folder. Zookeeper as like your configuration, you have a bin folder. So you move to the location cd home Hadoop Zookeeper into the location, and from there you can start the service. Bin slash Zookeeper zk server.sh start. It is a shell script. It will start the service. Okay, so we will get a zookeeper started message. We will get a zookeeper started message. Then after that you need to connect with the service. How to connect with the service? You can make use of the following step. Once again, bin slash zk client.sh. So it will make a connection to zookeeper and it will let you know connected. Okay, all the practical that I will show to you. You will get the connector. Okay, so this is the thing that you need to do. So here, if you want to stop, you can stop the service once again. ZK server start. Similarly, ZK server got a stage stop. That's all to stop the zookeeper service. Apart from that, you no need to do anything. You are not going to work with anything. So these are all the things that we need to go for. We have a separate administrator for Zookeeper, for creating nodes, for making communication among the nodes. Okay, if we want, I will include in this discussion. So here, for our discussion of fetching data from Twitter, we need to configure this Zookeeper, and we need to configure fLUME accordingly, and we need to get the credentials from Twitter. So these are all the three request things that we need to go for. Okay. Any doubt with respect to, please let me know before going into our practicals. Now we are going. Okay. So we have configured each and everything. We have configured the agent source sync as of our previous thing, and you start the services. Okay. Dot flume. Here you move into the location application.twitter.com, apps.twitter.com. To create a new application, you should have a account credentials. Okay, so these are all the some of the thing: name, description, any website. You can specify any website. It is not mandatory that you need to specify your own website. You can specify any website. So once you have configured all those things, it will take you to this following location. Okay, so key token setting permissions application will be created and it will take to the following informations. So here what you need to do, you need the following credentials: key and access token, and click on this keys and access token. We can find the following two key: consumer key and consumer secret key. Okay, consumer key, and this is the, you want to generate your own keys. In the document that I am going to share, I make use of this key. You want to replace it with your own key. Okay, you take a copy in your notepad. Then you need to generate the remaining two things, access token and access token secret. Click on create my access token. These four keys will be valid only for 24 hours by default. Within this 24 hours of generating these keys, using the key, you can make a connection. These four keys, consumer key, consumer secret key, everything need to be incorporated here. These are all the access token and access token keys that is generated. Okay, so it took some time for generation. Once you invoke, you kindly wait for a minute or two to generate this access token and access token secret. And you make a copy of the above said four keys, so that these four keys need to be supplied in the configuration files. These four keys need to be supplied in the configuration files. Okay, so now we are going to show you how to get the data from the Twitter by specifying the following information. So, okay, this is the file that I had shared to you. The configuration file of fLUME, flume-config. It will be under the following location: the configuration folder of Apache fLUME. So you need to, you have already, this path has been set already. Okay, fLUME home, and the path which contain the bin folder need to be set as that we have discussed. So your file should, bash RC should have the above set. If you have configured Java home, Hadoop home, Hive home, Pig home, so far we have, and Scoop home also need to be included. Okay. So here these are all the templates. From these templates you want to create a file, flume environment.sketch, and you have this flume configuration file. So this flume configuration file need to be specified with the following information. Okay, you can find this sources need to be Twitter and Twitter consumer key, secret key, access token, everything that you need to specify. And these are all channels, and this is the location where the tweet need to be placed. You have created a folder under HDFS with the following information. So these are all optional things. Okay, this is the configuration file that is needed, what we have discussed now. I have shown to you. Okay, so for each and every configuration, you need to change this. If it is Facebook, accordingly you need to configure. If it is a server log, accordingly you need to configure. It depends upon your source, channel, and sync. This example let you know how to configure Twitter and how to get data from Twitter. So I will share this file. You will change your about set credentials accordingly. Okay, so in the keyword you need to specify the keyword. These are all the source. Okay, so the keyword need to be specified. Which keyword that you are interested? That thing need to be specified here. In this keyword section, you need to specify you are interested in big data, map producer. For example, if you are interested in GST, you simply type GST, India. If you are interested in any other thing, okay, you just specify in this location the keyword. So according to what keyword that you have specified, it will gather the corresponding tweets. And on top of the tweet, you can perform a sentiment analytics like thing, anything that you can do. Okay. So here let me make it in this example, demonetization. At the time of this lab, demonetization was one of the hot topic. You can make it with this demonetization. What people is thinking about this demonetization. Okay, keyword according to your requirement. So nothing need to be changed. You want to create a tweet, the folder, any folder. In this example, it is listed as tweets folder. Any live tweets that you are interested, that the topic need to be displayed here. Nowadays, the Tamil Nadu we facing with a problem with this ruling party. So to make use of what people think of this, the DMK leader Stalin Dinagaran, if you are interested, you can specify the keyword accordingly. Now after that, you want to save this file and you want to proceed further with this. Okay, so to the target, you can specify any location as you have in need of. Okay, so in this it is a bit. You can specify any price as you like. Next, you want to invoke this agent. Okay, after doing that, you want to invoke this agent. So please invoke the agent. Okay, so it is not having enough space. So after performing all those things, you just specify this source bash RC, and you can check about set Twitter location. Hadoop using this Hadoop FS command. So since we have not created a directory, so you should create a directory under the HDFS. The location that we have specified here is HDFS/splits. So you can check it. This folder will be empty before executing this flume to fetch the tweet. It will be empty. Okay, successfully folder has been created, and you can make a ls with that folder. It doesn't contain any information. Here being it is Hadoop 2.x, it is mentioned as port number 9000. If you are working with 1.2, you want to specify that 53410, the port number that you specify for name node in core-site.xml. Okay, you need to specify that 54310. So according to your Hadoop version, you need to specify. Okay, the HDFS port number need to be specified. Okay, being it is a single node, you can make it as local host. If you are configuring this in a multiple node, instead of local host, this need to be replaced with the IP address of your name node. So you make a cross check of each and everything that you have specified. If everything is perfect, then you move on to the command prompt. Now we can invoke this. So okay, so your services should be running. You should have configured fLUME, you should have configured ZOOKEEPer, and you want to invoke this agent. This agent will do all sort of actions on behalf of the fLUME to connect with the Twitter and to crawl data and to store the data into the HDFS. You want to, so Twitter ng agent will start these services, Twitter services. Okay, so you want to specify the file. So here the configuration information has been recorded in the file. You want to specify the file. Under which file the information is recorded, you need to specify the file. Okay, the file is under the following path. conf folder, you have a flume.conf file. So in our example, I listed you as a sample.conf. Any name, it is not mandatory. Okay, by default, you have this flume.conf. Even you can make use of it, or you can save your name as you like. You just specify the path under home Hadoop, that conf under conf folder. This is the file which contains the configuration, needed configuration informations. It took us some time to make a connection and fetching data. It took minimum 2 to 3 minutes. It depends upon your network. It will make a check verification of your credentials and everything. If it is perfect, it start fetching data. Wait for a while. Okay, it started fetching data. It is properly registered between a source and sink. You can make a check with these logs. It is showing it is properly registered with this Twitter, and it started fetching data, placing data in HDFS. You can specify the number of data fetched, how much of time interval that we have specified. The data will be fetched and it will be stored under the following location. All the associated tweets with respect to what we have specified as keyword will be fetched and it will be stored here. So if you yourself want to close it by using Control C. How much of documents that you are interested, it will being it is a streaming data, it will go on continuously fetching the data. So if you want this is enough, you simply press Control C to terminate. It is your choice. Control C to terminate the fetching, and we can make a check whether the fetched data is properly stored in the HDFS. Go to the prompt and make a check here. So if you want to check your HDFS file, you can't make a check with this file browser as that of your LFS. Here you want to issue a command which is prefixed with Hadoop FS or Hadoop DFX. Both things will work. Either you can prefix with Hadoop FS or Hadoop DFS, distributed file system. Hadoop FS, you want to specify the path -ls under tweets. The files associated with the corresponding tweets need to be stored here. You can find the fLUME data on fLUME data. Each and every one will have a unique ID. Okay. So all the tweets are associated has been stored under the two files. So from this tweet data, being the data, it will be in an unstructured format. Okay. So you can do analytics on top of it by either by using Apache Peak or Apache Hive. How many people, if you want to do some sentiment analytics, I will let you know how to do sentiment analytics as a use case. So it will list us to view the data. fs-cat will show you the associated tweets that is stored on that particular file. So this second file may not contain anything. You just check with the other file. Okay, so these are all the tweets. Okay, so the associated tweets in several languages. It was in Chinese, everything. Okay, so you want, these are all some data. Also, you can go and check with this structure of Twitter data. So here from this Twitter data, we are going to do some analytics on top of it. I will let you know a small example using a Twitter data. Okay, using Apache Pick scripts, using simple joins and simple co-group. What analytics that we are going to do, we will let you know. Okay, so this is the way by which you can work with this Twitter data. So our discussion on this data crawling from Twitter has been over. So we have started with this fLUME basics, installation of fLUME, getting Twitter credentials, and how to get the data from Twitter and to store data in HDFS. Similarly, for each and everything, you have a separate example. You can go up with this Google to let you know all other things. Okay. So our discussion now, according to agenda, we have completed. So fLUME, we have completed this scope, and we have make it with the example of a scope, how to fetch data from MySQL, and in fLUME, how to get this data from Twitter, and we have discussed about configuring of this ZOOKEEPer. We have already discussed about these Hadoop clusters. So according to curriculum, we have discussed about this single node. We have discussed about this multi-node cluster. So I think so we have also discussed about this AWS. Is it? Can you please let me know whether we have discussed this AWS? Balamurugan sir, Deepraj, Dhanlakshmi, Gokul. How to configure our Hadoop cluster in Amazon? Commissioning, decommissioning nodes. Okay. So all the activity associated with Hive Peak. In Hive, we have left out with the two things that we will discuss. How to handle this Hive JSON data and how to handle this dynamic partitioning and bucketing. So these are all the two things that we plan for on Sunday. So before that, you please let me know whether we have discussed this AWS part.
Sir, no, sir.
No.
No, sir, no. We yet to start with the cloud. Okay, we have not yet so far started any cloud related discussion. Yes, how to connect with cloud and how to get the resources. Whether I have discussed those things, not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, then what we can do together tomorrow? We have, what is the time? I think so. It is 8 a.m. 8 to 10:30. Okay, so in this first 30 minutes, we can complete the 30 to 45 minutes. We can complete the discussion of the thing dynamic partitioning, bucketing, and JSON. At the maximum, we need 1 hour for that. So, to which extent that we have completed in Hive? In Hive, we have discussed about the tables. In terms of Hive tables, we have so far completed Hive managed table, okay, and Hive external table we have completed. Under managed table, we have partitioned table and a normal table, that is your unpartitioned table. Under external table, we have discussed about this partitioned table, and we yet to discuss this unpartitioned table. We are going to discuss about how to create a partition in external table. In this sense only, this dynamic partitioning concept is associated with. Okay, so you please make a recall of what we have discussed previously before coming for tomorrow's session. Else I want to go through back, it may time consuming. So after that I will let you know how to make an account with cloud, and how to get a instance, and how to create your cluster in cloud. Also we also discuss about if time permits distribution, the Amazon's distribution, that is EMR, elastic map reduce. Okay, so which is the EMR stands for elastic map reduce, Amazon's distribution of Hadoop. So for that discussion, you need to know something about this storage S3, a storage part of Amazon. Therefore, in tomorrow's session, once this dynamic partitioning, bucketing, and JSON data has been over, let me start with some basics cloud and the services EC2, S3, and how to install a single node cluster in Amazon cloud. Hello? Hello? Is it clear? Okay, so you please try the practical what we have discussed so far. Once the tomorrow discussion has been over, I will share you the associated documents. Thanks a lot. We meet again on tomorrow morning 8 a.m. Thank you. I think so I had shared you the class link. Yes? Dhanlakshmi ma'am?
No, sir.
Class link get to
Class
which
மட்டும்
time?
தான் sir.
You have
இன்னைக்கு
shared only today's link.
Oh, this is tomorrow. Okay, 8 a.m. Sunday morning. 8, I have another session. Okay, let me make it another session at 10. Okay, so this is the link.
sir,
Yes?
ஹைவ்ல வந்து மல்டி டேபிள் இன்சர்ட் பண்றது எப்படின்னு சொல்றேன்
அதுதான் அந்த டைனமிக் பார்ட்டிஷனிங்ல வரப்போகுது. அதான் நான் சொல்றேன்.
ஓகே, சோ அப்புறம் அதுல built in functions operations அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ சம்திங் சொல்லிருந்தீங்க.
அதுதான் JSON data. How to handle JSON data using these functions, associated functions. ரெண்டு தான் சொல்றேன்.
And one more thing, HDFS commands வந்து நம்ம இன்னும் பார்க்கவே இல்ல practicals. ஆமா சார், அது ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணதோட சரி, அதுக்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம பிராக்டிகல்ஸ்ல பார்க்கவே இல்லையே சார்.
Copy from local, copy to local.
அது வந்து தியரிட்டிக்கலி பார்த்தோம், பிராக்டிகலி பார்க்கல.
நாளைக்கு அப்ப என்ன பண்ணிடலாம், அந்த பிராக்டிகல்ஸ் பாத்துறலாம். அது இல்லாம அப்புறம் எப்படி இவ்வளவு நாள் பண்ணீங்க பிராக்டிகல்? நான் சொன்னதெல்லாம் இப்ப பிக் ஹைவ்ல எல்லாம் அதெல்லாம் தேவைங்களா? அது எப்படி பண்ணீங்க? நான் முடிச்சிட்டேன்.
பிக் ஹைவ்ல வந்து காப்பி ஃப்ரம் லோக்கல் புட் கெட்லாம் யூஸ் பண்றோம்.
இது போக அடிஷனலா ஒரு 25 பிளஸ் கமாண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கு, அவ்வளவுதான்.
அது பேசிக் கமாண்ட்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்தோம் HDFSல. அது வந்து என்னன்னா
கிளஸ்டர் அட்மின் கமாண்ட், DFS அட்மின் அந்த மாதிரி கமாண்ட் கேக்குறீங்க நினைக்கிறேன். காப்பி இனிமேல் வரும். அது எங்க வரும்னா நம்ம அடுத்து நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்னா,
ஏன்னா டோட்டலி வந்து 50 to 60 கமெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிருந்தீங்க. பட் நம்ம பேசிக்கலி 25 கமெண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் பார்த்தோம் ஸ்டார்டிங்ல.
The commands associated with this ecosystem. So we need this admin related commands which is coming under email தான் அது வரும். இது எங்க வரும் அப்படின்னா Hadoop cluster monitoring அப்படின்னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட் கொடுத்திருப்பேன் ஒரு நம்மளோட சிலபஸ்ல, cluster monitoring and management.
ஓகே.
அந்த cluster security using Kerberos னு கொடுத்திருப்பேன். அது வரும்போது டிஸ்கஷன் வரும். ஓகே சார். சோ the admin related commands, எப்படி நீங்க பேக்கப் எடுக்கிறது, எப்படி how to check with the corrupted blocks like thing will be discussed here only. Okay.
Okay, sir.